Morning, CSL Greater Baltimore. I invite you now to use your breath. Just getting comfortable right where you are. Breathing in deeply. And breathing out deeply. Just using your breath to relax and to be present now. Present in your body. Each breath a gift. Today's meditation is on experiencing miracles and heaven. One of the daily messages from Reverend Ray this week talked about miracles and asked if we believed in miracles. He relates a Japanese story where the master, when challenged to perform a miracle, says, "My miracle is that when I feel hungry, I eat. And when I feel thirsty, I drink." Now, isn't that heaven? Each breath in spirit. Each breath out spirit. Breathing in heaven on earth. Breathing out, manifesting heaven on earth. So we're just going to imagine our physical senses. The smell of your favorite food, baking. I love the smell of coffee brewing. The smell of the ground, the dirt, the leaves, the smell of the beach, the ocean, your clothing, the smell of a baby or your partner. Certain smells create fond memories, remembrances. Yes, heaven. Hearing or viewing the words interpreted, giving meaning, giving power to the spoken word, giving power to music, sweet, sweet music. The sound, the vibration, the harmony, the rhythm and the beat. Letting this wash over and through us. Oh, heaven. Touching the hand of a child, your partner, friend, your pet, Just really reaching out and being met with a touch. Feeling the earth between your toes, your feet. Feeling the sand as you walk on the beach. Feeling the cold air. Or experiencing the warmth of the sun on your face. Or the breeze of the wind as it caresses your body. Lightly touching, kissing, caressing. Reaching out and catching a raindrop or a snowflake. This sense of touch. Synergistic energy exchange. Oh, yes, that is heaven. Seeing the beauty in our world. The blue sky. The water. The beauty in each other's eyes. Watching as the seasons change. And seeing the flowers and trees start to bloom. Looking across the river. And seeing the first signs of spring emerge. As the red leaf coverings covering the leaves that will emerge and delight us with the trees awakening after a winter season. Watching the birds fly. The fire in a fireplace. Watching the sunrise. Or experiencing a beautiful sunset. Seeing the moon, the planets, and the stars. experiencing the seasons in all of their splendor. Just seeing the plethora of colors and all of their variations in nature. Nature on complete display for our total enjoyment. Oh, yes, you are in heaven. Tasting delicious fruits, vegetables, nuts, savoring raisins or a chocolate chip cookie. Just savoring the flavor in the things that we eat that nourish our body. Just thinking about wonderful foods conjures images of pleasure and enjoyment. Now you are in heaven. Whenever we consciously choose and declare with our I am statements, I am beauty. I am joy. I am love. I am abundance. I am laughter. I am peace. I am radiant. I am divine spiritual energy. We are manifesting in spirit's heavenly body. Our heavenly body. Listening to the Sunday talk, the words of Reverend Raymont spoken, and watching those words interpreted. These messages that resonate, revealing truth. And you know the truth. And you know that you know the truth. Heaven, heaven, heaven. Surely we are in heaven. Sometimes life can seem mundane or ordinary. But we remember we are extraordinary. Extraordinary makers of miracles, manifesting heaven on earth now. The words of the master teacher, Yeshua, remind us that the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Yes, it is as close as our hands. Within us now. So for a few moments, let's just take these ideas, these images, these feelings, these impresses of miracles in heaven, continuing to breathe in and breathe out. Just for a few moments more. Just our delight and our joy filling us up. And I will end with a spiritual mind treatment. So this is what I know. This is what we know. That we recognize, that we understand that there is one divine creative source, one power, one infinite, eternal, spiritual being that's made manifest through all of life, that is chosen to make manifest through each and every one of us this extraordinary, divine, creative potential that we are in each moment and each breath, declaring the everyday miracles, recognizing heaven on earth right here and right now by our divine conscious choice. And that feels so good. We are so connected in. Feeling this breath, knowing this presence as who and what we are. Eternal spiritual beings, participating in a magnificent physical 3D experience on this earth plane. And we get to make it good and fun and delicious and amazing. And even in those moments of pain or sadness or grief, we can still choose to know heaven on earth made manifest. I am so grateful today for this time to do meditation, for this time to be present right now in this moment. I'm grateful for spiritual community, for connection. I'm grateful for anticipation of this talk, of the music, of the interpretation, of being together and experiencing, just getting to experience what it means to be in community, elevating with our like vibration, spreading this out into the cosmos, elevating this evolutionary spiral that moves higher and higher as spirit recognizing itself in, as, and through us. We are in the flow as the flow itself. And it is good. It is so good. Knowing that as we release this word, we release it into the law, the creative process that says, yes, yes, beloved, you are wonderful. You are extraordinary. You are amazing. And so it is. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'd like to sing a song I wrote while I was walking my dog, Jack. As I walk down the street, I am closer to God. As I walk down the street, I am closer to God. As I walk down the street, I am closer to God. Hallelujah, hallelujah, I am closer to God. With every step of my feet, I am closer to God. With every step of my feet, I am closer to God. With every step of my feet, I am closer to God. Hallelujah, hallelujah, I am closer to God. As I reach out to my brother, I am closer to God. As I reach out to my sister, I am closer to God. Everyone and everybody, we are closer to God. Hallelujah, hallelujah, I am closer to God. As I keep giving and receiving, I am closer to God. As I keep giving and receiving, I am closer to God. As I keep giving and receiving, I am closer to God. Hallelujah, hallelujah, I am closer to God. I am thankful, 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 I am closer to God. I am thankful, 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 I am closer to God. I am thankful, 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 I am closer to God. Hallelujah, hallelujah, I am closer to God. As I know and show the wonders, I am closer to God. As I know and show the wonders, I am closer to God. As I know and show the wonders, I am closer to God. Hallelujah, hallelujah, I am closer to God. First verse. As I walk down the street, I am closer to God. As I walk down the street, I am closer to God. As I walk down the street, I am closer to God. Hallelujah, hallelujah, I am closer to God. Once again, hallelujah, hallelujah, I'm closer to God. Thank you.
See me walking? I'm walking down the street. I'm walking down the street. Okay. Good morning, all. In order to help with recording our service, we request that all congregants and participants who are not speaking, performing, or interpreting to please keep your cameras off until after service. At that time, all can come on camera to fellowship and share the love. Thank you for your cooperation. Reverend Ray is shaking his head like, really? Is that what we're doing today? Yes, that's what we're doing today. Welcome all to the Center for Spiritual Living Greater Baltimore's virtual service. Woo woo! I am your host, Tracy Rhymes. Our senior minister, Reverend Dr. Raymont Anderson, is our speaker. Our musician is Norm Hoagland, serving as today's practitioner who led the pre-service meditation is Sumana Ann. Assisting with making this service open, inviting, and accessible to the deaf community are our sign language interpreters, Renuka and Sonya Chavis. Working behind the scenes, holding things down is Jim Lecter. On behalf of Reverend Dr. Ray, thank you all for your service. Take two. All right. We got a little delay on this end, but that's okay. Oh, there we go. At CSLGB every Sunday is an invite a friend or family member Sunday. Make sure you spread the love and invite someone to service because we would love to have them hang out with us. We would. Come on, invite them. Before Sue Monahan grounds us in prayer, let me share these things about her. Sue Monahan has been part of this teaching since 2004. She has been a practitioner since 2013. Sue believes that we are the point of power in our lives, that our essence is spiritual, and it is good. It is her desire to let Spirit reveal this wonderful truth through her. Sue is committed to CSLGB's vision that we are demonstrating a world that works for all. One life-affirming thought, word, feeling, deed, and one human interaction at a time. We make a difference in other people's lives. May our light shine for all to see. Thank you, Sue.
Thank you, Tracy. What enthusiasm. Good morning, CSL Greater Baltimore. So just breathing into this moment, breathing in and knowing the divine truth, that infinite creative power and presence that we call God, that we call Spirit, that divine essence, the infinite creative source of all life, the force and the power is moving and living and having its being through each one of us. Extraordinary. So we give thanks today for coming together as a community, for sharing in this place and this space, this cosmic gathering, where we get to meet and greet the divine in each other and experience the word being revealed through our newly ordained senior minister, Reverend Dr. Raymont Anderson, and experience the music and the interpretation of that. We're just grateful for coming together today in this place, in this space. We give gratitude and thanks for the energy of our magnificent host, for Jim being the monitor, just being so grateful for the day, being so grateful for this experience and anticipating our good and the good for our community. All is well right near here and now. We declare it to be so, and we can say, and so it is.
And so it is. Thank you, Sue. All right. The Center for Spiritual Living Greater Baltimore's community honors the diversity of all religions as represented by this ceremony. Baha'i is the path of unity and peace. Buddhism is the path of compassion and cessation of suffering. Christianity is the path of love and forgiveness. Confucianism is the path of deliberate tradition. Hinduism is the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. Islam there we go, is the path of submission to the will of God. Judaism is the path of living by sacred law. Indigenous spirituality is the path of honoring the earth and all life. Shintoism is the path of ritual, veneration, and kami, and honoring nature. Taoism is the path of ultimate reality through balance. Unitarian Universalist is the path of social justice and sacred activism. Science of mind and spirit is the path of awakening one's spiritual magnificence in accord with love and law. The heart represents our love for and unity with all life. Whoops. There we go. Take a breath. All right. In honor of Women's History Month, I want to acknowledge someone, activist and labor leader Dolores Prescott has worked to improve social and economic conditions for farm workers and to fight discrimination. To further her cause, she created the Agricultural Workers Association in 1960 and co-founded what would become the United Farm Workers, has become the United Farm Workers. She stepped down from the UFW in 1999, but she continues her efforts to improve the lives of workers, immigrants, and women. And she's doing a lot more. Just Google her and find out what she does. All right, moving on. We currently have 3 weekly ongoing ways to study, learn, and discuss. On the first and third Monday nights, the Sacred Contract Books Club, hosted by Nancy Rosenberg. On Wednesday night, the Science of Mind Textbook Exploration Group, facilitated by Reverend Dr. Ray. And on Thursday night, the study group facilitated by practitioner Dr. Ronnie Ellington. The discovery class is available online. Contact us at info@cslgreaterbaltimore.org or visit the website for more information on becoming a member of CSLGB. Sign up for the CSL Greater Baltimore newsletter, YouTube channel. Come on, we want some more YouTube subscribers, all of them actually, and the CSLGB Facebook and Instagram pages. And get more news and information by visiting cslgreaterbaltimore.org. Beginning on the last Friday of the month, March 26th, at 7 p.m., join Robin and Nancy as they host a Zoom movie event. Finding Joe. That's Joseph Campbell's depiction of the hero's journey. There will be an informal discussion following the viewing of the movie. For more information, to join the viewing and the discussion, contact Nancy at partnersinpeace@hotmail.com or 410-356-7600, or Robin at 410-654-2372. The CSLGB Ministry of Education has 4 classes beginning on March 10th this week, 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. for 4 weeks. The 5 invitations, and that will be facilitated by Reverend Dr. Martha Creek. These 5 invitations show us how to wake up fully to our lives. They can be understood as best practices for anyone coping with loss or navigating any sort of transition or crisis. They guide us toward appreciating life's preciousness. The 5 invitations is a powerful and inspiring exploration of the essence wisdom dying has to impart to all of us. Beginning March 16th, 7 to 9 p.m. for 4 weeks. Spiritual Rebel, facilitated by Reverend Sarah Bowen. Chaotic times call for embracing our rebellious sides in service to change. Spiritual Rebel encourages you to clarify the beliefs that are personally meaningful for you. Redefine unhelpful concepts you might be hanging on to engage deeply with spiritual practices and ask curious questions about your higher purpose. Beginning April 6th, 7 to 9 p.m. for 8 weeks. Exploring Roots of Science of Mind, facilitated by Reverend Dr. Ray. Exploring Roots of the Science of Mind is a transformational course and a fascinating journey through the minds of New Thought luminaries who greatly influenced Ernest Holmes, the founder of religious science. Each luminary provides a different spiritual perspective. Foundations of Science of Mind, facilitated by practitioner Dr. Ronnie Ellington. If you are interested in taking foundations, contact Sue Monahan. Once 4 or more people express a desire, a Saturday class will be scheduled. For the full class descriptions and more information, you are encouraged to visit the website cslgreaterbaltimore.org or cslgreaterbaltimore.com to find more educational opportunities in ours and other communities we are partnered with. Would you like to receive a daily text and voicemail from Reverend Dr. Ray? I heard you. If so, this is what you do. Type JOIN, that's JOIN, 2-833-663-9021 to begin receiving your daily inspirations. There is also a service that you can subscribe to receive weekly words of wisdom. Each week, CSLGB's spiritual leadership team will send you words of inspiration, contemplation, meditation. I love how that sounds, so I do it that way each time. And more. To start receiving, visit our website, cslgreaterbaltimore.org. Excuse me. For those of you with us for the first time, or a reminder to everyone else, on the count of 3, we all shout, prayer works. 1, 2, 3. Prayer works. That's right. We as a community continue to treat and move our feet, knowing the truth for everyone around the planet. Prayer requests can be sent at any time, and that is anytime via email to info@cslgreaterbaltimore.org. All right, our musician. Norm Hoagland writes, the challenges that our country and world are going through has landed me at the Maryland Food Bank. My job is lifting, opening boxes, and cleaning all day long. The pay is decent. The purpose of the organization incredible, and so are the multi-ethnic men and women who are my workmates. This experience is teaching me so much about love, joy, forgiveness, and perseverance. I feel like this active and daily spiritual work that I am now doing is adding so much depth and growth to my life, including my singing and songwriting. My website is normhoagland.com. Thank you, Norm.
Well, this song is called Just Being Me. And you know, we all have the same name. We all refer to ourselves as me, as well as I am. I am me. So, there is a light inside of me, and it keeps shining inside of me. There is a light inside of me, and it is part of eternity. And it's my prayer, just being me. My life's a prayer, just being me. How good to know it sets me free, that I am praying now, just being me. There is a love inside of me, and it keeps loving inside of me. There is a love inside of me, and it is part of eternity. And it's my prayer, just being me. My life's a prayer, just being me. How good to know it sets me free, that I am praying now, just being me. There is a joy inside of me, and and it keeps being inside of me. There is a joy inside of me, and it is part of eternity. And it's my prayer, just being me. My life's a prayer, just being me. How good to know, it sets me free, that I am praying now, just being me. Once again, that I am praying now, just being me. Thank you.
Thank you, Norm. All right. At this time, Sue will lead us in a spiritual practice.
So I invite you now to use your breath as you listen to these words. These words of inspiration from Saturday, March 6th, the Science of Mind magazine. This month, they are written by Eugene Holden. And this one is titled, Being Non-Attached. There are two quotes followed by Eugene's inspired words and then an affirmation. So I just invite you to just breathe into this and let it resonate. The first quote is from Sharon Salzberg, and it says, "To remember non-attachment is to remember what freedom is all about." And Ernest Holmes writes in The Science of Mind on page 25, "The divine plan is one of freedom. Bondage is not God ordained. Freedom is the birthright of every living soul." In the words of Eugene, non-attachment is freedom. We can become free to create, to serve, to love from the heart. Non-attachment means we are not attached to the outcome when we create, when we serve and love. And as Ernest Holmes reminds us in the Science of Mind textbook, it is necessary that we release all thoughts as well as things that clutter up our lives. Being attached to the outcome of anything clutters our lives. A life that is cluttered does not have room to include the all. freedom is the birthright of everyone. Attachment keeps us from experiencing this freedom, keeps us from expressing our highest good. To be free is to include the all. We must be willing to let go of old ways of thinking. It is high time we have a new thought. A new thought that includes others. Be willing to let go of everything that keeps you from experiencing your God-given freedom. Let go of being attached to how you were treated years ago. Let go of being attached to the position you didn't get or perhaps lost. Non-attachment is an act of love. Letting go of all that does not serve your highest good is your path to being free. Trust that once you let go of what does not serve you, you will be ushered to a greater way of living. I'm going to read the affirmation, and I invite you to just repeat it to yourself or out loud. I am open, receptive, and available to receive the highest and the best. I trust the divine and allow the good of God to be fulfilled as my life now. I am open, receptive, and available to receive the highest and best. I trust the divine and allow the good of God to be fulfilled as my life now. And so it is.
And so it is. Thank you, Sue. Our speaker, newly ordained Senior Minister, Center for Spiritual Living, Greater Baltimore, Reverend Dr. Raymont Anderson, has frequently been referred to as a Renaissance man. One look at his resume and the reason becomes clear. As a lifelong learner with a passion for self-development, personal transformation, transmutation, and self-awakening, he lives his bliss as a teacher, mentor, speaker, minister, and so much more. His mission is to live, move, and be inactive, which is an acronym, authentic, compassionate, transparent, inspired, vibrant, and empowered, member of society who serves to educate, elucidate, emancipate, awaken, and empower people and communities. Reverend Ray, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Good morning and greetings, everyone. Happy Sunday. Let us dive in. So this month, we are going into this idea of being in the vision, living the vision, visioning as a process, etc. And today, it's living in the question as a high idea. Our lives are transformed and expanded when we live in and from not only the question, what is Spirit's highest idea of itself as my life, but also, what vision of my life am I willing to step into and experience moment by moment? There's the question. What am I willing? What am I willing to allow Spirit to show up in, through, and as me? Am I willing? So let's go a little deeper. What is Spirit's highest idea of itself as my life? So just envision, what is Spirit? Spirit is ever expanding consciousness. Spirit is infinite creativity. Spirit is love, joy, and power. Spirit is, keep on filling it in, Spirit is. And if Spirit is what we are, then whatever that is of Spirit is its highest idea as us. Breathe that in. If Spirit's highest idea is the expression of itself as love, then clearly its highest idea of itself as me is to express love. If its highest idea is to be creative, creativity in expression, and it is what I am, then its highest idea of itself for me is to demonstrate some level of creativity. Peace, joy, whatever is true of Spirit must also be true of me and each one of us. So its highest idea is to express itself to the fullest extent that we are willing to allow it to be embodied as us. Which brings us to the next point. What vision of my life am I willing to step into? Am I willing to step into, as Sue just spoke about? Am I willing to step into a place of non-attachment? Am I willing to step into a place of being a miracle? Am I willing to step into a space where, as Norm sang, that I am recognizing that I am moving, that I am closer and closer to God with each step, with each breath? My awareness of the truth of my being is closer and closer to the truth of what I am. Am I willing to step into that and allow that to be my experience? Science of Mind says, through spiritual discernment, we see that we have within us a power which is greater than anything we shall ever contact. Now pause. Because ultimately what this is saying right there is that the full expanse of what God is, in this form right now, we are not going to experience that to its fullest extent. Why? Because that which God is, as the infinite, is beyond time. But in this individualized human form, in my experience right now, today is Sunday. And it is 11:05, 8, 9, something or other in the morning. God knows nothing about Sunday except God as me knowing about Sunday. God knows nothing about 11 in the morning versus 11 at night. But God as me knows there is morning and night, that there are numbers ascribed to hours. So in this form, I am bound by the realm of duality and time. But there is still a power that is moving, breathing, and having its essence in, through, and as me, in, through, and as you. And to the degree that we are willing to allow it to be expressed, then we make contact with, we plug into, and we let that power be expressed. A power that can overcome every obstacle in our experience. So this power, this presence, God itself, can overcome every obstacle in our experience, whatever that obstacle is. Because for God, there is no obstacle. So when we embody this power, when we let it well up within us, then there is greater emancipation, greater freedom, greater liberty, greater ease and grace. But there is another question. What is mine to do today in order to live and experience life to the fullest? And we could backtrack and say, so that power, what is mine to do today in order to live in contact with, in resonance with, in expression of that power as it moves through me to the fullest? What is mine to do? How do I detach? How do I accept? How do I shift my paradigms? How do I think, speak, feel more life affirmingness? What is mine to do? What is mine to do to experience life to the fullest and best possible in all of the ways, health and wealth, in my experience of physicalness, my relationships, my finances, my intellectual, mental capacities, my emotional self, and my mystical, spiritual self? What is mine to do that I may experience life to the fullest and best possible way of all of how God shows up in every sphere of my existence? What do I need to do? Maybe I don't need to do anything. Maybe it's more about who I am, who I allow myself to be. So Oprah says, self-esteem means knowing you are the dream. The dream, what is that? God, spirit, source, inspiration, creativity. Self-esteem means knowing that you are it. Self-esteem, it means recognizing, because look, in all reality, when you know who and what you are, why would there ever be a need to have low self-esteem? Why would God need to feel bad or less than itself? There is no reason. So self-esteem, esteeming thyself, recognizing your own inherent goodness, means knowing. It doesn't mean thinking. It doesn't mean maybeing. It doesn't mean daydreaming. It means knowing that you are it. You are the dream. You are the infinite expression of source showing up in, through, and as you and your life experience. James Allen says, dream lofty dreams, and as you dream, so shall you become. So you are the dream. When you know it, then you feel the wellspring of self-esteem. You shall become that which you know yourself to be. Your vision is the promise of what you shall one day be. Your ideal is the prophecy of what you shall at last unveil. Dreams are the seedlings of realities. So whatever it is that we are holding in our mind as our mental equivalent, and whatever we are willing to step into, to grow into greater awareness of, greater levels of knowingness moment by moment, then we are seeding our next greater yet to be. We are seeding our reality of experience. We are changing the very topography of the garden of our lives. We are then manifesting more of what we desire to be, do, have, and experience, not just for ourselves, but for the world as a world that works for all. So we often hear this word come up: vision board, visualizing, visioning. Now, if I were to ask you, and if you're quick with the fingers, type in the chat box, what is the common etymology or the common phraseology, the common root of all three of these words? Clearly, we can see this. Oh, see. Visualizing, the ability to see it. Vision, seeing, eye. And how often do we say seeing is believing? Seeing is believing. That's why Thomas was like, yo, you say you Jesus? Come here. I need to stick my finger in the holes in your hands and your side because I need to see it to believe it. So if we are going to see it, these are three possible ways that we can engage the practice of stepping into greater levels of visualizing, visioning, embracing and embodying the dream, embracing and embodying the path of spirit, becoming us. So a vision board is a tool that we use to assist us in focusing our mind. You put pictures and words on a board, on a poster board or something, and it gives us a focus in the same way that a mantra, Om Shanti, gives us a focus, divine peace, Om Shanti, Shalom, a way of focusing the mind and the heart on this core concept. A vision board does that. It gives us something to glance at, to recalibrate our mind and our heart to say, that's who I am, that's what I desire to be, that's what I desire to have. Now let me go out in the world and do it, be it, create it. Visualizing, seeing in your mind's eye that which you desire. So you have a vision board, but you're driving in the car. Your vision board isn't in the car with you for you to glance back at it every 5 minutes. But you saw it in the morning as part of your spiritual practice. While you're on the bus or driving to work or walking your dog, Jack, you bring back to your mind's eye, you visualize, this is who I am becoming. This is what I am creating. This is what I desire and deserve for my life. You bring it back to your mind's eye, your third eye, your inner eye. And then there's visioning, a spiritual practice of opening your mind and your heart to the highest, to your highest, by opening to the direct revelation of spirit. You are simply allowing the truth of your being to speak its truth in, through, and as you, in words, in sounds, in pictures, in feelings, in whatever ways that creation itself communicates to you and through you. And for anyone who has never done visioning, today after service, Dr. Ronnie will be conducting visioning, just FYI, but more about that later. So, why is any of that important? Because God's creative power of mind is right here. It's right here, right here. It's not over there. It's not over there. It's right here, right where you are. God's creative power of mind is, because the mind that you use is the one mind. We have as much of its power, as much of this power to use as we believe in and embody. So if you believe yourself to be inadequate, insufficient, you believe yourself to be low in self-esteem, you believe yourself to be low in self-worth, then you are going to embody exactly that much of this power. But when you start to recognize, I may feel insignificant, and yet the truth of my being is I am far more significant than in this moment that I may be able to imagine, but I give myself permission to be willing to step into this greater way of showing up, this greater level of being. I'm willing to embody a little bit more grace and love. I'm willing to embody a little more health and well-being. I'm willing to embody a little bit more radical self-care, because the degree that I believe and embody it is the degree that this creative power is made accessible to me. The storehouse of nature is filled to overflow with infinite good, awaiting the touch of our awakened thought to spring forth into manifestation in our lives. When we think it, when we feel it, then that which is creation automatically, because the law always says yes, it is automatically saying yes, it will touch, it will agree, and we create accordingly. So by the power of our thoughts, to the degree that we believe, to the degree that we embody, is the degree to which life responds. Robert Browning wrote, "Truth is within ourselves. It takes no rise from outward things. Whatever you may believe, there is an innermost center in us all. And in this innermost center, where truth abides in fullness. Truth is within ourselves. God is within ourselves. Power is within ourselves. It doesn't care about, it doesn't matter what's going on externally to us. That which is the innermost center, the innermost truth of our being, where truth abides in fullness, is what we are, what we connect to, what expresses through us. But how often do we not connect to that? Like, how often do we recognize what Alice Walker said? The most common way people give up their power is by thinking they don't have any. The moment we think, but Reverend Ray, I can't be God, because if you knew how many times I beep in my life, like I'm a complete and total failure. My relationships fail, my finances fail, my health fails, everything in my life. If you really only knew me, then no. I feel like that woman in Get Out. No. When we stop surrendering, relinquishing our power, we've taken on those belief forms. It's time to let that go. Sue said, detach, be non-attached. Do not be attached to the old story of being powerless and insignificant. Be willing to step into this greater way of showing up. I am healthy, whole, and well, even if in this moment my back hurts, even if in this moment my neck hurts, even if in this moment the doctor said, I know the truth of my being is health, well-being, joy, and power. I don't care how much money or how little money I have in my bank account or in my wallet. I know that I am infinite source in expression. The full expanse of the universe lives, moves, and has its beingness as me, in me, with me, through me. So what's in my bank account is no reflection of the truth of my being. Is it not time that we step into our power? Step into the truth of our being just a little bit more, because what we've done for far too long is allowed someone to tell us, yo, this is restricted territory. It's only accessible to the saints, the gurus, the priests, the pioneers, the practitioners, the ministers. You are not allowed. And truth be told, you're not a good enough practitioner. You're not a good enough guru. You're not a good enough whatever it is. Because if you were, then you'd have access. But you don't have access yet. Anyone that's holier than us, or everyone that's holier than us, they have access, but we don't. Why? Because we don't believe we have access. We don't embody this access. We don't live, move, and have our beingness from this place. But recognize that there is no anyone holier than thou, because you are holier than you realize. Breathe that in for a second. Right now, you are holier, recognizing that the word holy comes from the root whole. You are more whole than you realize. And the moment you do realize this, then access to the infinite is there, because you understand that you are the one. You are God incarnating itself as you. You are love in the flesh. The infinite wisdom of the universe lives in every cell of your being. Your thoughts, God's thoughts. So there is no more downplaying, girl, I ain't got but common sense about you know, when common sense was handed out in heaven, I must have missed that. How many times do we criticize ourselves and say that we're not good enough? We're not smart enough. We're not talented enough. We compare ourselves to other people. There was a TED Talk that I listened to recently where Jill Scott was being interviewed. Well, in the TED Talk, they showed a clip of Jill Scott being interviewed, and the interviewer asked her, are you nervous about following? Because Erykah Badu had just performed. And the interviewer asked her, Jill, are you nervous about going on after Erykah? And Jill chuckled and she said, no, why would I be? She is her own greatness. And I am my own greatness. She will never be as good as me because only I can be me. And I will never be as good as her because only she can be her. We are our own different expressions of magnificence. No competition. You are the one. There is no need to compete with anything or anyone else. Simply step into your divinity. Janelle Monáe said, even if it makes others uncomfortable, I will love who I am. I will be who I am. I will care for who I am, even if it makes them uncomfortable, because my love for me, love as me, ain't got nothing to do with them. It's about me being fully present, me being whole, me being holiness in expression. And that's all that's important. How do you step into your greatness? How do you allow the vision of God itself to be present in, through, and as you? Laverne Cox says, when you put love out in the world, it travels and it can touch people and reach people in ways that we never expected. Why? Well, we don't have to. We don't have to wonder or like, okay, well, when I plant this apple tree, How many people are going to get apples from it? I don't know. Well, I'm not going to plant it if I don't know. No, you plant it anyway. It becomes the legacy. And it doesn't matter how many people do or do not. It simply matters that you let love into the world, period. Be it, show it, shine it, generate it, manifest it, demonstrate it in all of the ways you possibly can, knowing that God, spirit, source, life, breath, joy is living, moving, and having its beingness as us. That's the highest vision of spirit, to be who you are. Michelle Obama said, one of the lessons that I grew up with was to always stay true to yourself. Shakespeare said, to thine own self be true. I grew up with was to always stay true to yourself and never let what someone else says distract you from your goals, distract you from your vision, distract you from your purpose, distract you from your legacy, distract you from your reason for being here as God made flesh. Do not let anyone, including you, distract you from the truth of your being. Wayne Teasdale says, spirituality serves as our greatest single resource for changing our centuries-old trajectory of violence and division. Spirituality is profoundly transformative when it inspires in us the attitude of surrendering to the mystery. When we surrender and allow spirit to be what it is as us, surrender the old story to the truth, surrender the fears to strength and power, surrender this, whatever this is, and simply be present right here and right now to the infinite goodness of the universe, then this transformative power not only changes each one of us, but it changes the vibration in our homes and our neighborhoods and our cities and the states and the continents and the countries and governments and the world. And it starts with surrender and allow the power of your being to be what it is. This week, if you have a vision board, what's on it? Like, bring that to your mind. What's on my vision board? What words and images, what do the words and images that you have on it say about you? And if you do not have one, what would you have on it? Maybe this is an invitation to create one. Do I practice visioning for my life? What kinds of things does Spirit reveal directly to me, in me, through me, and as me? Keeping in mind that one of the we believe in the direct revelation of truth, right? We believe in the direct revelation of truth through our intuitive and spiritual nature, and that anyone may become a revealer of truth who lives in close contact with this indwelling, all-dwelling spirit that is God. Then go over these quotes. What do each of these quotes mean to you? And as always, if you need the slides at some point, all you gotta do is email Tracy or myself. Simone Biles says, I was built this way for a reason, so I'm going to use it. Toni Morrison says, you are your best thing. Viola Davis says, you can't be hesitant about who you are. And then we end with, have a conversation with two people, Tracy's favorite part, have a conversation with two people about what it means to live in close contact with the indwelling, all-dwelling God. And we breathe for this week's affirmation declaration. I will say it first, then together. Life, spirit's highest idea and expression of itself, is right now embodying itself in me and as my life. Together, life, spirit's highest idea and expression of itself is right now embodying itself in me and as my life. Ooh, and we breathe that in as we prepare to let the music of this amazing musician, this amazing man, this amazing friend, this amazing brother that we know as Norm, letting his music be the very embodiment of ourselves and the vibration on our skin, simply allowing and awaiting and welcoming Norm.
Thank you so much, Reverend Ray. It's really good to see you and good to see everyone. This song is called Sunday Hymn, but I think I should have called it Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday Hymn, because it works for every day. Why are we here? Why am I here? Why do we keep coming here? We came together here today. We're in this place to praise and pray. And although we will part for a week or more, we'll remember what we're here for. Part of the reason we're here today is to talk to each other and see each face. And we have that purpose for everyone. Whether friend or stranger, it's everyone. And we know there's something that we'll take home. Something we have learned, something we've been shown. We can feel the joy, we can feel the peace. We can hear the songs and we feel at ease. And we give our thanks as we love to do. Thanks for everything, thanks for me and you. Thanks for this one day, thanks for all the times. Thanks for love and life of yours and mine. We came together here today. We're in this place to praise and pray. And although we will part for a week or more, we'll remember what we're here for. Say it together. We'll remember what we're here for. Thank you so much, everyone. Love you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you ever so much, Norm. As always, grateful for you, my brother. Oh, so we're breathing in and announcement. So the practitioner corps gathered together a couple of weeks ago. Well, let me pause for a second because some of you are new folks. So last year, around June, the Practitioner Corps of CSL Greater Baltimore, currently under the amazing leadership of Dr. Ronnie, decided that it's time for us to up-level the game of manifesting greater finances for CSL Greater Baltimore. So they pledged that by the end of the year, the Prac Corps would manifest, contribute, donate, and tithe on top of their already tithing $5,000 as a collective corps. And they surpassed that. And there was a matching community pledge that got to, if I'm not mistaken, it was $2,500. And then an anonymous donor matched the community pledge. So from June to the end of the year, because of what the CSL Greater Baltimore Practitioner Corps started and stepped into as the visionaries of CSL Greater Baltimore, $10,000 extra dollars, $10,000 into the expansion of CSL Greater Baltimore was manifested, created, donated, tithe. Well, here we are again. The practitioners have pledged, drum roll, $25,000. That was your drum roll?
I was late.
$25,000 by the end of this year. So from, we'll just say from January to December of this year, $25,000. And Dr. Ronnie or Heather can correct me if that number is wrong. I believe that's the right number. Tracy said, type it in the chat. Now, on top of that, we are also saying that the community is also invited to match that $25,000 to the expansion of CSL Greater Baltimore so that our next greater yet to be as a center of spirituality, a center that is demonstrating the expansion of human consciousness, that we are having classes and youth ministry and acting ministry and a television show and anything else that we as a beloved community are ready, willing, and able to demonstrate and manifest. So at this part of service is the invitation for each of us as a community to also participate in the law of circulation by tithing and donating either through PayPal, text messages, or the postal mail system. You can designate a certain portion of your tithe to hospitality, to the emergency care fund, to the upcoming youth ministry, to sound and technology. You can donate tithe into various ministries however you choose. And if you want more information about, well, what ministries are there? Can I tithe into the actual Prac Corps? Can I tithe into specifically the new building fund? Yes, you can. If you want more information, feel free to email myself or any of the board of trustees. You can also go to cslgreaterbaltimore.org/giving for more information. Our declaration of wealth and prosperity, if we are ready, take a breath, because these are not just words that we just lip service. This is a prayer. It is a blessing upon not only the community, but upon ourselves. The self-esteem of me knows that I am a prosperous being, because that which God is must be prosperity. And if it is showing up as me, then this truth is the declaration about me. It's Tracy's declaration about her. It's my son and my daughter-in-law and my grandkids. This is their declaration about them. This is Dana's declaration about her. This is Cheryl's declaration. Like, you get my point. This is your declaration about you. But because we are together as a beloved community, we bring the energy of what we know individually, collectively. Together, I joyfully and consciously and gratefully participate in the law of circulation. I trust in the spiritual principle that says, as I sow into my beloved community, I demonstrate my awareness of standing not only in the flow, but as the flow itself. As I sow of myself, my time, my treasure, my talent, I demonstrate my support and engagement in my communities vision, mission, and purpose. I actively give as a demonstration of manifesting, of reaping the harvest of a world that works for all. Woo! Breathe, people, breathe. I feel like if I was Reverend Dr. David Alexander right now, I'd be clinging. He has a bell on his desk. And when he says something that's like, whoa, that gets him, he rings the bell. I feel like I need a bell. Ding, 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 ding. Because yeah, I do. Tracy said, no, you don't. So we breathe because at this moment, it's the be awesome moment. Be awesome. Be great. Tracy's shaking her head like she got some reason to shake her head at me when she be up here. Hey, don't try to ruin my good feeling about being awesome today. Then she rolled her eyes at me. This is Tracy's opportunity to remind you to be awesome and make today an awesome day for yourself. Be the truth of who and what you are. Be grateful and know that you have a community that's got your back, that's got your front, that's got your sides, the top and below, that we are a beloved community that supports one another, that we are here for one another, that we nurture and pour into one another. And one of the ways that we do that is through prayer. So after service today, our amazing Sue Monahan is available for one-on-one prayer, spiritual mind treatment. So if you would like prayer with Sue, type into the chat. And if there are several people, then some of the other practitioners on might be available as well. So just know, type the word prayer into the chat box and Tracy will know to put you in a breakout room. Keep in mind that you can have prayer, you can ask for prayer, you can ask someone to touch and agree on the greater good that you have. So you don't have to wait for something to go wrong. You don't have to wait for the headache to pray for the headache to go away. I don't have a headache now. Let me pray that this continues. Let me pray for greater wealth and let me pray for more of my good. Also today after service, what'd you say? There is also visioning. So once again, type into the chat box that you are staying for visioning, because once prayer is done, our amazing and powerful and talented Dr. Ronnie will be leading the community of those who are here and available and ready in the process of visioning, so that you can, like some people refer to it as, you can download Spirit's messages, you can be available to the infinite direct revelation of truth through this process. I'm not sure what y'all gonna be visioning about today, but it's always good. It's always good. So join in. You won't stop giving me that look. Tracy giving me the look again. So at this time, let us close service out with a brief benediction, recognizing that in this moment right here and right now, the infinite vision of, the infinite power of, the infinite joy and laughter and joy of God must be present in, through, and as all that we are. Because all there is God. All there is Spirit. It's all there is. And right here and right now, it is showing up in each individualized, each incarnating expression that we call me and you and other. All God nonetheless. So we simply allow this infinite goodness and joy and bliss and wonderment and awesomeness to express itself in our minds and in our words, in our emotions and feelings, and in the ways in which we show up. Simply breathing and knowing that the infinite law always says yes, so it is already operating according to these words, which means this treatment is already answered prayer. Each person joining in now, each person who watches the YouTube or Facebook channel later, each person here is already feeling it, demonstrating it, manifesting it, and stepping into greater ways of being that which God is. Knowing it is done, together we say, we declare it to be true by saying, and so it is. Namaste, greetings, love you all. Love you all. At this point, somebody, Tracy or Jim, will unmute and whatnot, folks, so y'all can join in the love. Blessings. Love you.
skin.